Tutti Frutti, do I have an episode for you? PulseChain daily active users is about 10 to 15,000. It's very small. I'm very bullish because I've seen this before. Metcalfe's Law. Please, reminder, wear your fluffy slippers and make sure your water is nice and cold for this one. So, Mr. Dipcatcher released some very juicy information. He showed the daily active unique users for PulseChain. I've always wanted to know what the number was. And trust me, the lower, the better. You don't want to see a high number. You want to see as low as possible. Let everybody think we're a joke and we're outcasts of society right now, so we can continue the path of friendship later on. So if you go to DeFi Llama, you can actually click here. You can click on compare chains and you can actually compare the daily active users. You see this button here, friends? Active users. If you click on active users, you can compare. So I have Optimism and Arbitrum here. You can go select what you want. You can select Ethereum. All right. I don't know if they have the specific numbers for Pulse. I don't think they do. It's hard to grab. Okay. You can only look at the users here. You can see that Ethereum's users are around 300,000 to 400,000. Right. This is super important to understand. And there are other numbers you can look at. For example, I want to show you Cardano. Very interesting because Cardano is very similar to PulseChain and Hex. We have a leader. We have a founder. Very passionate. We're like a cult. But Cardano and Hex and PulseChain community, they are smart contract cults. XRP is also a cult. It's just, I just don't know what's going on with them. I mean, you've had 10 years. 10 years, you can't outperform Bitcoin. The SEC is now behind them. Like, you don't have that look forward to. It's a rough world, okay? You can even look down here. I'm going to remove, see, Cardano, you can't even see them, friends. You see here, the green is Ethereum. So I'm going to have to just show you, put the mouse here. Cardano's got about 50,000, Ethereum 300,000 on the day of this filming, but yeah, it can go up. It was up about 500 to 600,000 in the bull market, all right? So just to show you that Cardano is nothing next to Ethereum, but it has value, but it ain't Ethereum. But you know what? I think we're doing just fine. I think we're doing just fine. So what I'm going to show you now is some juicy information. I have the information here collected here for you. So Mr. Tantonimi has shown this chart here. And you can see on the launch, we went down from 40,000 and swept all the way down. We've only got like 10 to 15,000 people active today. The real number is about 10,000, okay? And there's nothing to be ashamed about. This is what you want to see. People who are weak, people who wear brown crumpled slippers, who have hunched backs, and their chairs have no squeak at all, they want to see higher numbers because that means their bags are finished, okay? I like seeing lower numbers because it means there's still better times ahead. This is what I want to see. It's effectively the same as seeing red cheap candles. It means there's still potential on the horizon. Now, I have the daily active users for other chains here, the most popular chains, okay? Solana, about 120,000. Cardano, 50,000. Ethereum is about 500,000. Arbitrum, right? Fake governance, 200,000. Polygon, aka Polygarbage, 350,000. Now, a lot of these Arbitrum, Polygon, they are tiny, minuscule transactions. They're like $5 and $3 and $2, but it is what it is, okay? These active users, they're farming stuff, doing stuff. It is what it is. We can't judge their portfolio sizes. You got to look at it as a health signal of the whole economy within that ecosystem. So when you see like PulseChain 10K to 15K, you're like, wow, this is trash. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because we are so low. It's not even funny, okay? So I want to let you know, right? PulseChain's new, friends. PulseChain's new. But when more projects launch, more users will come, no pun intended, right? And consent has been formed there. And the whole sentiment is going to change, all right? You don't get more pumps and you don't get more users without making a lot more projects and experiments. It's unfortunate that's the way it is. You got to tweak stuff, throw in a new logo. I completely understand, friends. Yes, all over my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, bell button, all. I show you all the videos and I show you, go, you know what? We need this innovation, but they're actually suboptimal. And I've shown you with liquid staking diarrhea. All right, I literally have made a video which to show you liquid staking diarrhea. I even say it here in the title, non-revolutionary. Non-revolutionary. People are thinking it's revolutionary. It ain't revolutionary at all. They basically, for example, when you stake your Ethereum, they put it into the principal token plus the yield token. okay? And then you play around with the yield token. So it's like a no-loss investment. But the real way to make the money is you scratch all of this and you say, you know what, I'm actually going to deploy all my money to a strong altcoin. That's how you make the money. But it is what it is. People have, 5,000 Ethereum, 10,000 Ethereum bags. They just want to earn the interest yield on it. They don't want to risk anything. So this type of financial experimentation, it pushes the industry forward, but the lowest hanging fruit of DeFi, we seem to have gone through that already. And now we're going to continue, right? So even though PulseChain only has 10 to 15,000 people and Ethereum has 300 to 500,000, this is daily active users, right? Unique people every day. So Ethereum has 30 to 50 times bigger, okay? It makes me wonder, those people buying pHEX so high, when Ethereum has 30 to 50 times more active users, I want you to think about it another way. Because yes, the ratio has come down, all right? And by the time you see this video, ratio is moving around, who knows, who cares? But it's another way to think about it, friends, because you can just invert this chart, okay? Think about this. If you invert the chart, now it's pHEX on eHEX, and you're saying, wait, why is pHEX, when there's 99% less users, why is that expensive, right? That's another way to look at the same information. I'm not telling you to do any ratio change. If you love pHEX, stay in it. If you love what you're doing, please stay in it. I welcome you. It's just another way to present information, because you can always twist and morph a view very easily. So you probably didn't expect me to put it like that, right? If you just flip the chart upside down, you're saying, wow, you're buying a top. Now, of course, maybe it keeps going up. But, if it went down, let me tell you something. If pHEX crashed versus eHEX, okay, on this chart, and the gap closed between the parity, what would people be saying? People are going to come out and they're going to be saying, wow, what an idiot you were for paying 2.6 times more for a pHEX when it has 98% less users than Ethereum. What an idiot you are. That's what they'll say. So I'm not here to tell you that you are smart or an idiot. All right, you're my pumpkin pie and I appreciate you. But I just want you to know, in this game, if you start to play this ratio game, these are the words, the stones, the environments you're dealing with. If you subject yourself to Twitter and everybody's opinions, this is what happens. That's why I always advocate, please, you put on a weekly chart, all right? You put on a weekly chart and then you scrunch it up and you just think about the end of 2024, end of 2025, okay? The more you look at it, you'll go insane. So I don't have a definitive answer and no one does, but you just got to think, like, if pHEX went down on this and you're looking at the PulseChain users, you're like, wait a minute, this makes all the sense in the world because eHEX has all the users. Ethereum has all the users. It's closer to the city, right? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen at all. And of course, people are going to say that PulseChain is so much cheaper to stake, but it doesn't matter. If the price moves, people will invent a reason. You've known that by now, okay? As soon as it moves, that people just invent something to explain it. So we can't argue with these numbers, right? PulseChain, very low number of users, okay? And let me tell you right now, you ain't getting anywhere near your 100 or 1000x from this. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's very possible for us to get 100x Pulse. It is very possible. But I don't want you to rely on it, okay? I don't want you to rely on it. Yes, I have these numbers here. I'm going to show you right now. But a lot of people, okay, a lot of people get upset because they want one number. They want to be told, they say, tell me the exact top that we're going to hit so I can exit everything and get short. No one's ever going to tell you that. I'm just going to show you these examples now. Have you heard of Charles Hoskinson's coin, Cardano? Okay, so Cardano, I did Metcalfe's law on it, friends. And I actually have like the real data here for you. That's how much I love and appreciate you. During the zombie virus, Cardano had about 10 to 11,000 daily active users around the zombie virus time. So 10 to 11,000, nothing. Absolutely nothing. There was literally nothing on the chain. All they had was buying and sending and staking. I'm not even kidding. Okay, that's how funny it was. Just literally nothing. It was bare bones. And then it grew 10x. Now, the real number it hit was like 15x, but it's just fascinating here. Metcalfe's law, friends. What have I told you with Metcalfe's law? If you increase, so what's your price? What's your price change going to be? The change of your price is going to be equal to the user growth squared. All right. Look at this. We started with about 10,000. We ended up with about 100,000. That's 10x. So we went 10 squared equals 100. You're like, surprise, surprise. The price of Cardano went from 2.9 cents all the way up to $2.90. Literally 100x. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There was a spiking of the user wallet address here. There was a day it hit like 180,000, 170,000, but the average is around 100,000. That's why you can't get this exact. But isn't it fascinating this can happen? And you know what I love as well? Cardano is in its second cycle here, all right? PulseChain, even worse case, even if you say to me, well, PHEX was a first cycle coin, everyone threw in their money, it's the same community, so PulseChain is going to be a cycle 2 coin. Even if you say that to me, well, the cool thing is Cardano still went 100x from here, from that low. You know, I mean, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek because it had to hit the bottom. But, I mean, they went from 10,000 users to 100,000. There you go. Beautiful, 100x. But we're not guaranteed that happens because, let's be honest, on Cardano, they did not have a big DEX that was marketed, and they didn't have a store of value. Cardano was the community. So Cardano, yes, it went up 100x, but the whole ecosystem went up 100x. That's why we don't know in PHEX, Pulse, and PulseX, we don't know if it's going to be 33x each, okay? We don't know that. So it might be 100x each, but now we're dealing with giant numbers. So this is something that we have to keep in board. And just to let you know as well, I'm going to show you the real chart, friends. So this is very interesting. Cardano peaked at 100 billion market cap. So it's the same numbers, okay? PulseChain is about 1 billion. If we did 100x, we'd get to about 100 billion. You know, there's some euphoria, tippity-tappy, okay? But it's not so simple, it's not so easy. This is a monthly chart, friends. Monthly, not weekly, okay? Each chart, just 1 month. This is why it's important. So Cardano pumps up, and then it sits at 50x, all right? Now, this is 50x, but if you go down here as well, okay, where the $1.50 is, if you go down here, this is about a 20x, okay? Just to show you right now, the bottom of these wicks. So it's about a 20 to a 50x, and I'm going to show you this right now. 20 to 50x, up here, up here. But then, in the bull market, there was 1 month, it taps 100, and then that's it, it's down only. 1 month, okay? It was very, very short. Look at this. 1 week, friends. 1 week up here. You really had about 2 weeks to get out. And then maybe this third week, this capitulation week, you see how hard it is? Think about this. You're in this game for 4 years. We've already held for 2 years. Maybe it makes us hold another 2 years. So that's 4 years. That's what, 48 months. And there is only, so if you do 48 months times 30, just how many days of that, friend? So 40 times 30, 1,200 days of holding. And there's only this little 21-day window you've got to get out. So if you do, look how slow it is. Right? 21 on 1,200 is, wow. You've only got like a 1.7. Let's see, this is even less, friends. Crazy. 1.75% chance, whatever it is. Hope I did the maths right. It's such a small window. That's why it's literally impossible. You just got to look at euphoria. And you got to look at how scary it is that it actually stays up there. So that's why here I tell you, right, Cardano did 100x because its user base went up by 10x. Metcalfe's law, it works on Cardano, and it's going to work. Not even probably, it will work on PulseChain. We've only got 10 to 15,000 users. I think we can get to 100 to 150,000. I think that's very easy to do. Very easy. It's just a rough approximation. And of course, we don't have any paper hands here. Or as my Spanish friends like to call it, manos de papel. We don't have any paper hands here. You got to remember, you're not going to make it if you think this is it. And here I have even spelling it out for everybody, okay? Cardano had 10K active users, just like PulseChain. You know, maybe we get the 100x. If we can go from 10K to 100K or 150K, wouldn't that be fantastic? But of course, we know the caveat. Is the economic energy going to be split between PHEX, PulseX? What do we want? We want it not to be split. We want it to be equal everywhere. Of course, no, we want it to be unique users everywhere. But we're going to have to take what the market gives us. It's not up to us. This is why I tell you, yeah, I would love 100x each. But also, if we stopped at 33x each, you can't say we failed. We literally succeeded. We moonshotted, right? It's big. So just as a rough number, right? Some people, you want to know the exact price. I mean, it would be about up here. That's about 100x, 0.01 if we got there. And then if we got to 0.003, that is about the range. But if you watch my previous videos, I'm very scared of drawing a range, friends, because once you draw a range, no one gets out at the bottom of the range, all right? No one gets out here. Everybody wants to get out at that top of that range, and they don't. It's just, you got to look out for signs of euphoria. And we are not guaranteed anything. What if euphoria happens much lower? What if euphoria happens higher? We don't know. We also have PulseX, also significantly undervalued. If it went 100x from here, that would be, we're about 30x from day one sacrifice. That would be roughly the numbers. 30x from day one sacrifice. The benefit we have of the yield farms is enormous because every yield piece you can get, every 1% you can earn will go a long way to when we finally reach a higher equilibrium price. And of course, to finish off, there's PHEX as well. The ratio is still controversial. Who cares? Get a piece of everything, friends. I don't know where the users are going to come. We can hope that they come to PulseChain and PulseX because they're cycle 1. But there's a lot of things we don't know that's going to happen in the future. We don't know about the bonding, the farms. There's too many things going on, friends. It's so much easier. Just split them evenly. Split them evenly. Don't go too hard in anything. Okay, just have them all equally and we'll be surprised. The ecosystem probably just pumps all together. So don't forget this chart. This is Cardano, you know. We might see PulseChain do something like this, okay? PulseChain goes up, hits the 20x or the 50x, goes sideways, and then we have this final 100x euphoria. But you got to be prepared, man. We've got to be prepared. We might have to divide all of these by 3, friends. So, you know, can it be a 6x to like a 15x, right? Is that possible? And up the very, very top would only be like a 33x. Are you ready for that? And it comes all the way back down to a 2x from day one sacrifice. You know, I don't make the rules, friends. It's not me. I'm here as a messenger to help you. That's why like, subscribe, bell button, all. Please share with your friends and family. You got to increase your bag size. These numbers can be anything in the future. So if this is going to be PulseChain, okay, because we're trying to imagine here, this might be PLS itself. And a lot of people, yes, we want the higher number as well. But what if this number happens, okay? Are you happy? Are you content if it literally tippy taps 33x? Because by the way, you ain't selling there. You ain't selling there, friends. You got to sell down here, okay? When it's over and no one's going to get out, unfortunately, you're selling down here. This is where you're selling. So yeah, you're selling for like a 20x, okay? You're selling on a 20x. It's confirmed. Maybe it's over, you know. And here's the sad part as well, okay? This is a brutal part. You see down here, you see this part, Bitcoin was still screaming higher, all right? Bitcoin made that higher high and then it rejected down. So when Bitcoin rejected down, unfortunately, Cardano dropped again down to like $1.40. It's going to be too hard, man. Are you really going to get out here, friend? Like, it's just, you just saw the thing at $3. Now you've got to get down at $1.30. See how hard it is? You're not going to, most people psychologically, they won't be able to do it. Because imagine you were up 33x, okay? You were up 33x at the top. And then it would be 43% of 33. Wow, you're only up, you're setting from 14x. So what I've done is, if we got this same chart, I'm not saying we will, but if we got this same chart in this green zone, once Bitcoin confirms like, uh-oh, it's over, that's all you're getting. You're down to 14x. Okay, so yeah, it looks like you're 33x and everybody's screaming for 100, but are you prepared for this, you know? So I don't make the rules here. I'm just here to protect you. I'm here to share with you that these numbers hitting the top, they're not as romantic as you think. They look romantic on the chart. You're not going to get out there. You're not going to dare to get out there. You're going to be holding for 1,200 days to get there. And there's this only 20-day window. And if you get that 20-day window wrong, you never forgive yourself. So you can't get that window. It's got to be a window of time, right? Fingers crossed. PulseChain continues to pump. We get more users. And hopefully we see the moonshot that we're all dreaming of. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. I'm going to catch you in the next one.